Okay, so we're back again. Apologize, I had to cut this video short, or the first video short, because I didn't want to do it too long. So I'm trying to expedite the second one. So where we last left off, we were talking about Rank Tracker. So what I want to do here is open up Website Auditor. This is the next program in the suite. And typically how I approach this, depending on what I'm doing, if I'm building a website, I'm going to start with Rank Tracker first. Then once I I kind of work back and forth between Spyglass and Rank Tracker just to give me an idea. It's doing my competitive analysis using these two tools. And then I will go ahead and start building out my website. And then once I'm building out pages and things of that nature, then I'll go ahead and jump into Website Auditor and then start looking at the on-page stuff for the website. And then once I get it to where I like it to be as far as design, then I come into Link Assistant, and this is going to be, and I didn't realize this until I started doing SEO, that everything here, I mean, building a website, producing the content, that's really the easy part. The hard part is going to be the link building piece, and a lot of the YouTube videos out there on building a blog and all of that kind of gloss over this portion. But I would say this is where you're going to really need to invest, because you could have a great looking website, but if you don't have any traffic going to it, it's just dead in the water. As you can see with this portable website that I built, the dishwasher website that I built. So let me go inside and show you what Website Auditor looks like. I already got it open. All right. So when you pull up the program, what you're going to see here, just once again, I have the project, but I'm going to be working on this side right here, just explaining all the things that you will get with this tool. So starting off, you're going to come in, and actually I'm going to go from the site structure. So you're going to go ahead and put in a website. It's going to pull up the website, and it's going to go through, and it's going to start auditing. Now, if you're familiar with a program called Screaming Frog, I believe it is, it kind of does the same thing with, excuse me, as Screaming Frog. Sorry about that. And just before I get into it, remember I said in the last video, you get the updates. It's updating constantly, or regularly. This is an example of when you go into the program and you have that dialog box saying that it's been updated. So I'll get rid of that and come back over here. So it's going to break it out in different sections of how your website, it evaluates your website. It's going to look at how easy it is to crawl. And so it's going to look at 404's codes, anything that's wrong with your site, the redirects, technical factors, URLs, broken links, images, the on-page issues that you may have. What I tend to notice in my websites is really the page speed, and this actually forces me to have to be a little bit disciplined in making my images, because that's where a lot of the page speed issues are going to occur, is with your images. And then localization, I'm not sure what this is. Every time I run an audit, this is all green, so it's a good thing. But I'll do more research on that. All right, so as you go in, you can actually see where the errors are at, the warnings, and just basic information of what you may want to improve. But this is all about improving your website. And so the search engines can go ahead and say that, hey, it's efficient, it's a good website, and because this will actually help your rankings if you have a fast website. So what this program is designed to do is show you where you need to do that work. And so typically I will start with the errors, and you can break this thing out by all of them, or you can just single it out. So typically you want to start with the red. And as I said before, images is an issue. If you use I use a page builder, so it does a lot of JavaScript and CSS on top of the theme that I'm using, and that goes the same with the plugins. So you'll have all this extra code that you may want to go ahead and square that away to make your website a little bit more efficient and faster. Then any of the warnings, I typically get hit with this: long titles, meta descriptions. So I can go back, and what's good about this, it will show you the page that you're having the issue and where you need to, focus your energy on repairing or fixing your website. That goes same with the errors. It points out as you click through each item. So like for page speed, I got 14 pages I would need to work on, and it actually breaks it out. So if you're using, what is that? Let's say I use Pingdom tool, I use Gmetrics, and I use Page Speed Insight. So I kind of compare all of those, but I take that information. You can actually set up your dashboard for your home page right here. I set one up for page speed, and I put in all that information that I would get from the page speed report. And I like this a little bit better because with this page speed reports that you use online, you have to really drill down and open up drop down arrows and things of that nature. But here you can see it all in the dashboard, and once again you can configure it the way you want to, adding what tabs or information you want to see. So it's really helpful to have that at your fingertips. So going back to the site audit, I'll get rid of these. We'll look at the info. Now, basically, errors you want to take care of right away, because that's going to drag your website down. The warnings, you get to it, fix it as best as you can. Typically with the information, I don't really go too deep into it, because it's telling me, like, really this is to refine your website. But how perfect can everything be as far as your web? It'll be your computer, it'll be your theme that you're using, how much plugins you have, your server or the hosting that you're using. So it's a bunch of a mix of factors that can affect the speed of your website. All right, so you have get rid of this. So you have a broad overview of what's going on with your website. Then you have a visualization, and what this does is it helps you. It actually helps me with the link building as far as mapping my keywords. So it kind of gives you a visual, like what's going on, branching out from starting from your home page. Excuse me. It's allergy season. And then how you're linking to other pages. All right. And so as I hover over each one of these bubbles, you can see what I'm talking about. Then pages. This is basically all the pages in your website, and that includes the post. I'll rearrange this by top to bottom: home page, your about page, and then by alphabetically, it's just got the post and pages in order. So you can kind of get, once again, I got this on page speed, but if I go to all pages, at a quick glance, I could look at the page, what the title is of that page, and the HTTP status code, which 200 is a good thing. 300 or 301 redirects, that'll show up. As you can see right down here, I got rid of all of those. Let me just go links to page. Click depth, links to page. So all the things that are going on with that particular page, once again, you could set this up and really refine it to how you want to see the information. All resources is just, it'll pull, let me just go to the top here. It'll pull basically all the information, okay, that's making up your website, for, if you will. So the resources to it, so the HTML, the JavaScript, and that's all on your website. This is all the external sources that it's pulling, not to your website. So for example, here's all my internal resources. So this is everything that's coming from the web page, my web page, right? External resources, anything that's pointing to my website page or my web page is pulling information from. It's going to show all those resources that are, making up those pages. I'm going to close this one out. Then the page audit, you can individually do a page. So I just pulled up one real quick. Going to the keyword map, you can also, when you open this up, you can actually pull the information from Rank Tracker. If you did your keyword mapping there, extra functionality or flexibility, if you will. I typically do my keyword mapping in Rank Tracker, and then I pull it in when I do the technical audit, which right here is the technical audit. So as you can see, so whatever the keyword is, it's mapped to those pages, and this just allows you to just clean up. And this is once again helping your internal linking strategy. Going to technical audit, we already went through that. It's just showing you what's wrong with your, this is actually for the page itself. So you'll see right here, here's the page. And then now it's just telling you the information specifically, well, in this case, the post and or the page. But this is a post that I made. So is this post optimized? And this is how you can get after it. So no errors, no warnings. So that's a good thing. And then once again, it's just all the additional coding stuff that it is making up this website, or this particular post, sorry. Then you can do a content audit. So it'll actually look at, are you hitting all the SEO on page items that you need to hit? And so I like to go for green. You can't necessarily get 100%. And once again, I wouldn't advise that because you just be spinning your wheels. Whether this makes a difference or not, I still go ahead and put the keyword in italics. But it's once again a good snapshot of what's going on with a particular page or post, and how you can address issues that may hurt, the efficiency or the speed of your website. Then you have content editor. Now, if you're familiar with Surfer SEO, this is kind of their version of it, but it is not as expansive as it would be in Surfer. But you can go ahead and you can create content if you want to just start here as a base foundation of starting an article. So in this instance, you can do it either in browser mode. But actually, this is already one that I've already done. All right, so you can see the optimization rate, the amount of words, keyword stuffing. It's going to give you alerts and warnings, and you can go ahead and square that information when we get back to the content audit. So if I go back here, don't see keyword stuffing, but you can also see what your competitors are doing, how they are building their pages and their content, so you can get an idea. It'll give you recommended keywords, kind of like Surfer. So if you're hitting all of these, then you're keeping in track with your competition. And then, you can open up and you can see who your competitors are. So it's just, it's kind of like Rank Tracker, just an extra measure of, hey, if you want to do competitive analysis, you can see, hey, these are the people that I have to keep up with or mirror in order to rank in the pages. Topics and questions. A while back ago, this was working, and since then, it has stopped working. I guess I have to write the developers. Once again, they're pretty good at fixing everything. And then they have a word cloud showing you which words are more prominent throughout your post. And then what I like to do, because I told you earlier, I like to do Bing. So if you switch over, you can change your search engines. I did not, when I first did this website, start with Bing. I did it with the Google setting, but I noticed in my search console that most of my rankings are ranking in the top 10 on Bing. So that's where I changed my strategy. Then we got TF-IDF. This is that burst frequency, or I can't remember, but basically it looks at your website and then your competitor's website, and it looks at the ratio, the amount of words that you're using. So once again, it helps you with your keyword stuffing, and it'll do it by multiple words and or single words. All right, and then color scheme, green, red, and amber. Green is good. And then what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and I'll adjust this. So we go to the reds. So here's a map word. I should use this less. And then here you can see your competitors. The 7 of your competitors are using this word. The average count is 5 times on their pages, 9 times on my page. All right. So, and here's the range that you want to keep it in. And then you can see your competitors. So in this instance, I'm just going to go, here's my page, and then the different competitors page, and I can attack it that way. And ideally, you want to hit the recommended words, because once again, this will improve your score or your rankings, because Google will see that as, yeah, this is a subject matter expert on this particular topic. And then lastly, you have your reports. Once again, redundancy. But if you're doing this as a service to your customers, you can go ahead and do just use this tool to run audits on web pages, and send it out to your customers and then charge them to fix all of the stuff that's wrong. So now you can see if I do the page audit details, it goes summary, the overview, details, exactly a little bit deeper what's wrong, TDI, TF-IDF, to show you what your competitors are doing versus what you're doing. Domain strength, if you remember back in Rank Tracker, my domain strength correlates to like 1. So it's just a reminder, like in your face. But I don't really use any of this. I really just focus on the structure and then getting everything right to, with the audit of what it's found for me. So that there is Website Auditor. And then the next tool we will use or look at is Spyglass. So let me just scroll down here, open this up. I've had the program run in the background as usual. Once again, same project, and as with the other tools, I'm going to just work from the left side and then just go down, talking about the features that come with this program. So when you fire this up, you're going to go ahead and put in your website, or what you want to do. In this case, this is that dishwasher website I told you about. And it's going to pull up your website, and it's going to go and show you all the different backlinks that you have on your website. So similar to SEMrush and Ahrefs, you can, look at your backlinks, but you can also look at your competitors' backlink, and kind of mirror their backlink profile and see where they're getting backlinks from that you don't have. So just starting off, let's open this up. So we got this summary, and it'll give you an idea of just an overview of all the different backlinks information, or that you're getting. The information that it's showing, I got a tongue twister here, is your current history of the backlinks over a period of time, and you can get that in the historical section, as we'll get that in a second. So within the last month, if I look at it, I've been getting backlinks, and I have not touched this site in well over probably 2-3 years, and I'm still acquiring backlinks, and I really didn't do a whole lot of work to do that. So must be doing something right. But I can see new backlinks, lost backlinks. So it just gives you a quick overview of what each of these sections is going to tell you. So going to the backlinks as a whole, my website, just like the summary says, I've got 716 backlinks. But then the question becomes, are they quality backlinks? And you can go ahead and you can put in a penalty risk or set up the dashboard, and I have it set up for the information that I want to see. But in particular, I want to know the strength of the domain and or the page. So if you remember PageRank, Moz is, forget what their metric is. I'll come back to that. But I put the penalty risk. And typically what I'll do, and you can set this up by all the project backlinks in your project. You could do it by do follow, and just look at the do follow or the no follow. These are not as powerful as the do follow, so we'll just focus on the do follow and then set it up from the highest to the lowest. So with this program, I could see anything. I put in a filter of let's see, you can go ahead and you can say, I don't want, let's see, penalty risk, any backlinks with penalty risk more than, or let's say less, I only want ones less than 25. All right. So now it's going to show me all of those that are good penalty or good backlinks that Google's not going to look as like spam content or me doing something shady to get the backlink. We'll just get rid of that filter. No, I don't think I did. Get rid of it. Let's say okay. Okay, now we're back. So yeah, I have some work to do on this one. Linking domains. This is basically all the domains that are linking to my website that are providing a backlink. And I have 158 of them, which when you do the math, how many individual backlinks per domain am I getting? And once again, I could set it up for all the do follow, and then I can just get rid of the ones that don't pass anything. And you could see the domain that is coming from or which country and the last time it was found. And then tags, you could set it up and give it something more descriptive, but what this is saying is that it's using the SEO Powersuite Spider to go ahead and check out, get these backlink or get the backlink information. So here's all the domains, as you can see. Then with the anchor text, you can actually see the anchor text that is actually being used to pull or that the backlink is associated with. So whether I did blog commenting or anything like that, that's how you can see where the attribute is for your link. So if you're trying to use a certain keyword and you want to link that, when you get your link partners, you can specifically say, hey, use this word, and that'll drive that link to that page. The link pages, these are all the pages that are on my website that are getting links and posts. Okay. Breaks it out by percentage, number of links found. I haven't looked at the status code, so you can actually do broken link building with this and identify all the 404. Well, like if you're doing broken link building, use this tool to identify the 404 pages, and then go ahead and either create content around that and then go to the person that provided a backlink to your competition and try to get them to use that post or page to give you the backlink that your competition doesn't have. So I got to run that on this page. And then referral traffic, if you have Google Analytics, and I don't see who wouldn't, you can set up your Google Analytics account and you can go ahead and you can pull all the sessions on the bounce rate. So once again, one stop, one shop, instead of having to bounce out in and out of a program to get information. You can do it all from this dashboard and set it up to your liking. And then the pages that are, so the domains, and then the backlink pages. So once again, redundant information, that you got from this tab or this link, now you also have it in the referral pages, but using Google Analytics data. Penalty risk, right now, actually I'm pretty good. You know, it doesn't, even though this is way too high for me, I like to keep it up under 25%. It's actually pretty good. So you can actually, if you have bad links, you can go ahead and scoop them up, and they have a disavow. You can make a disavow file and then upload it to your Search Console and tell Google, don't look at this website. Referring IPs, once again, these are the IPs that are pointing to your website and the country. Excuse me. Like I said, these allergies. I don't particularly deal with a whole lot of that, but usually I turn it off. But it's good to know if you're like targeting a specific market, country, you can get an idea of where you can get those links from. And here's the historical data that you saw in the summary. All right. So here's the history, blah, blah, blah. New, gained, and the time period. It's just broken out a little bit more visual. And you can see which ones you gained, which ones you lost, and over what period of time. And you can set up, the length. I set this up for a month on the dashboard. Let's do 3 months. And it'll pull up 3 months of, so like I said, I have not touched this website and I'm still getting backlinks, so that's a pretty good thing. So I'm doing something right. Maybe I'll definitely revisit this website and revive it. Domain comparison. I went ahead and put in Apartment Therapy. That's the site that I use, one of my competitors. And you can see where they're doing a whole lot better than I am. So once again, you can see, excuse me, where you need to improve. Obviously, this is an older website than mine, but it's got way more backlinks do follow than I do. So there's somebody I would need to study. But this is one of those heavy hitters. And once again, as you'll see in the bulk analysis, I've gone up against some heavy hitters. All right. But going back to domain comparison, here's the summary. And then link intersection is just showing you what links they have or your competitors have that you do not have on your website. And this is like really the heart of the program, where I'm trying to do competitive analysis and get an idea of where I can get those backlinks that my competitor has. And it'll graphically display. It's got a couple of more seconds. We're at 90%. And while it's doing that, let's just jump over here real quick. So bulk analysis, you can do up to 200 different domains, giving you more information, which I think that's way too much. Pretty much I look at the top 10. Here I did like 4, wanted to do 5, but I'm not going that deep down. I just want to see who it is that I'm really going up against. And as you can see, I'm going with some heavy hitters based off of the domain rank, man page rank, the number of backlinks. They're just blowing me out of the water. Let's go back to linkers, still going. All right. Domain strength. Once again, this is a little bit better. As far as, I guess, as of this date. So I have to rerun the other ones and update and refresh, because I haven't done that. I left them running, but refresh the information. And if you recall, last time it was 62 or 0.62. This is now 0.85 as a couple of days ago. And then we'll just take a quick look at reports over here. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but as you can see, just as on the left side, you can get all the reports, the summary of what we looked at before, and just break that down as to where your website stands overall. And then, backlink details. So if you have customers, you can go ahead and once again do an audit of their site, look at their backlinks, at mainly their backlink profile, and you can tell them what work needs to be done, or how you can help build up their backlink profile and get them more visitors to their website. But for me, I'm using it personally just to try to build websites and make sure that they're fully optimized, and then get those backlinks, which, as I said in the beginning, that seems to not be covered a lot unless some people are charging you for it, and unless you're Brian Dean of Backlinko or Neil Patel, once again, heavy hitters. I'm not in that league, but trying to get there someday. Let's go back to, we were looking at domain comparison. So link intersection finally loaded up. And what you can see here is on one side, you'll see the list of all the domains. You could select, really when you're looking at this, you want to look at the prospective domains, all right, and see, obviously, let me just go back, all domains. This is what I have, okay, and then as you can see, once I get to about 54, I don't have any that my competitor has. So we both are doing well, tracking side by side, but then when I get down a little bit further, I don't have those links. So the goal here is to figure out what Apartment Therapy did to get that backlink. And so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and look at prospective domains, and then these are the ones I would copy, and I would throw them into Link Assistant and try to figure out how they got those backlinks, at least my competitor, and then try to get those same backlinks. But as I can see, a lot of these backlinks come from Germany, so I have to take a look at that website. All right, so that pretty much wraps up SEO Spyglass. So if I minimize this, we'll go on to our last tool, which is Link Assistant. So we'll fire this bad boy up, and when the website opens or the tool opens up, just like the other projects that I've done before, you put in a project, it'll fire it up. But what this one does differently is it'll bring you to this dashboard, and when I put in the website, it looked at the website, and if you look down over here, you see the tag is similar websites. It's looking at that website and it's saying, okay, I'm going to go find people that are similar to yours. So that's where it's going to form the foundation for this first search. But as you can see up here in the window, you've got 7 different methods. And the last one is actually, it's really 6, but the last one lets you drill down. So you can do guest posting. You can do reviews or get reviews. I'm not totally sure on this one because I haven't used it yet. Top ranking pages, similar websites. I just talked about that, backlink gap, and the competitors' backlinks. So if you see, especially with these 3, 1, 2, 3, actually 4, they all have similarities to Rank Tracker, where you can do top ranking pages. Similar websites, same thing. You can see what websites are, when you're doing your competitor analysis, who is out there, your competition, and what they're putting out as far as content. Same thing with backlink gap. All right, so these 3 right here all have, similarities to what you could do in Rank Tracker, but this is really designed specifically for link building. And then you got competitors' new backlinks, where if you think about SEO Spyglass, you're looking at the backlinks that they've acquired instead of going into SEO Spyglass. You can do it from here, but I'll go show you once I do the Link Assistant and Spyglass tool. And then lastly, you have expert mode, which is a combination of all those programs. So Rank Tracker, once again, SEO Spyglass, and really Rank Tracker when you look at keyword research, looking at a niche. So this is how fine-tuned you can get with this program. And to pull that up, you just go here, start new search. By default, it's already opened up for you when you run the program. But just like the other programs or the tools that I've showed you so far. I'm going to work on this side and just run down through what each one does. So right off, this is a similar website. This is showing me all the potential links I could get. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight everything. I'll do a Control A. How do I do it? Click that. And then if you notice, when I did that, down here, that green Move to Prospects button showed up. So you can either do it from here or you can do it from this left side. So I'm going to select one, select them all, and then I'm going to move them to Prospects. And now you'll see it disappeared. Now it's in the Prospects. So without going into all of this, because I think you get this by now, I don't really worry about if it's indexed in Google or not, because I don't think it would show up if it wasn't indexed in Google. But then again, there are some websites that, you know, is still active, but nobody's done anything to them, just like this dishwasher website. I don't really pay attention to social media because I don't play that angle, or that's not my focus. So way you use this, let me just go to link prospects. All right. So you're going to have where it's coming from, the title, meta description, and then email. All right. So it's going to kind of go through, but this is kind of be a false positive. You really don't want to go with this just right off the bat. There's another method that I actually learned from watching Adam Infroy video, but I'll go through that once I do the link assistant breakout. You're going to see the status and then tags. You can adjust these so that way you can, like, I usually go in and change the tag to competitor link, you know, when I'm doing link building, especially if I pull from SEO Spyglass. But the way to go about this is you want to go through line by line. And this is where I said, this is not this is the hardest part, because this is going to take some time. But what this tool will do is it will pull it. It'll make it a little bit easier, but you're still going to have to use some brain matter to figure some things out. But it gives you a starting point. So I'm going to look for, I think I saw one, this one right here. So dishwashing secrets. And what I typically do is I look for websites that, you know, blogs, ones that I can comment on, ones where I can probably get the information for the webmaster. As you can see, it's not here. So what we can do is you can open this up. You can either do it in the internal browser for the program, or you can use an external browser, which is, it'll go to your Edge or Google or Chrome. All right. So I'm going to just go with the internal browser, open this up. All right. And it's going to give it a second to display. And I could tell that this is a affiliate website. So I'm going to look at some of the articles. Let's just go with this one. Let's see, let's go in and look at the article itself. And so it's a typical blog post. There's the telltale Amazon. Go check out the price on Amazon. But as I scroll down the page, I want to see if there's a comment section, which there is. But this doesn't allow you to put, typically when you see these, a website. So you could see that there's comments, but it doesn't hyperlink, so you wouldn't get that backlink. And it's probably not, it'd probably be a no follow. But depending on the method that you use, all right, so if we're doing guest posting, you'd put in your keyword and it would show you all the websites. Probably, I think it's about 100 of them that you could potentially link out to and contact. But let's just say if this was, then what I'm doing, let me just go back to this website. If I can't find the information, then I'm going to look for either, come on now, all these advertisements, and about us or contact me. So look at the contacts and see if there's anything that I can use to contact this person, the actual owner of this website, and do an outreach to him and say, hey, I saw your website. I'm interested in linking up with you. I can write an article for you. Here's some ideas. And I'll show you in some of the templates. So that's what you're doing each page. I'm not going to get into it, but as you can see, you can do the search, whatever method you choose, pull your prospects in and just start going line by line and trying to contact. Hopefully you can get the email. It doesn't pull all the emails, and you can actually do just like the other. You could put the contact name, put that in there, and then I'll move this over here. So now I got an email and then I got a name, all right? And that's how I'm going after it. It has an email manager. So what you do here is you have to go in, you have to set up your client settings for whatever your host is that you can get your emails sent to, or you could use Gmail or was it Outlook Live now. But you have to set up all this information and make sure that, well, I can't fill it out. I'm not gonna waste your time, but you can do all your email outreach and you can do everything from here without having to bounce out to an external program. And then here's some of the templates. Let it fire up for a second. So here's a guest post inquiry. Let me see if I can say we're going to edit. So it's going to have a template already made for you, and it's going to put in your website, everything that has a hyperlink or parameters that you can change and customize. You can actually make your customizable template. But I typically stay away from these because I said when you do the email outreach, you want to personalize it for that individual. Let me close this out. Then the browser, as I've showed you. And then once again, you got domain strength. We've seen this before. The same thing that we had in the other 3 programs or 4 programs. Depending on how you want to use this, I use it as a whole suite, and then I'll just close out with the reports, right? Different reports that you can pull that you could send to your clients and show them, like if you're doing link building campaigns. So I'm still trying to wrap my head around this tool and really get to understand this. So as I learn more, I'm definitely going to share with you. But pretty much that's what I wanted to just do a quick overview. It wasn't that quick. I think collectively with these 2 parts, it runs about a little over an hour long. So that about wraps up this video series. If you come across SEO Powersuite while searching the internet for an SEO tool and you've seen this, but you aren't sure what it was, hopefully these 2 videos have given you a better understanding of what the tools are and what they can do and how they can help you. My intent was not to make this 2 separate videos, but actually 1. But as you can see, the amount of material that I had to cover, you could see this, that you can get pretty in depth with these tools. So I'm not done. I'm going to do, as I said, individual breakout videos where I'm going to go through a SEO workflow that I use and pretty much what they recommend. And I'll show you how to use each individual tool separately, and you can see the benefits and make your choice. So hopefully come back, stay tuned. Take care.